gave it to me. Just fucking with you. It's my new little series, which I'll tell you now. I'll try to get in a few good videos and whatnot. But this is the game review. Now, I'll be reviewing old and new and whatnot. Just leave your suggestions down in the comments and whatnot. Now, back when I first did TV discussions, if you ever watched it, I did Pokemon. And to tell you, my first Pokemon game I've played was Pokemon Crystal, which came out in 2001. It was right after the Orange Islands and whatnot, which in the same Generation 2 gaming would have been Gold, Silver, and Crystal, which were really good. And I'm gonna focus on those 3 games, which later on in the series I'll probably do blue, red, and yellow, sapphire and ruby, and emerald, diamond, pearl, and platinum, heart gold and soul silver, black and white 2. Trying to think, what other games did they make that throughout the history that was for handhelds? Of course, I'm gonna review Pokemon Colosseums and whatnot, but onto Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Now, everyone remembers the anime where in Generation 1, Ash saw Ho-Oh, whom later in Generation 2 would be named Ho-Oh. But in gaming, you start in Generation 2 in New Bark Town, where not Birch, but I think it's Professor Elm that you go see, get 3 legendaries or not legendaries, stars. Cyndaquil, Chikorita, or Totodile, where the only 3 you can get, and Johto, where you go from trying to remember. I know the last badge would be Blackthorn City, a dragon type, and I mean a dragon type gym, like in Pokemon Black and White 2, and Pokemon Black and White. But there were some pretty good stuff to do in these games, like if you were in Kanto, you can actually catch the Snorlax in front of Diglett Cave, or you can purchase a Larvitar from the prize center in Kanto, can't remember exactly where, or a Porygon, which, if you had the upgrade, the item upgrade, and trade it, you get Porygon 2. Or was that? Yeah, it was Generation 2. But anyways, that, even when you were just enjoying yourself, two legendaries that I thought, okay, I'll try to get them. One of which I've never had a chance to catch in these particular games, because back then I wasn't really much of a hardcore gamer like everyone else back then. But it pissed me off that, well, I did try for it, but never actually succeeded in catching Ho-Oh, because back then, since I had Crystal, I had to catch Entei and Raikou, who ran around or jumped to various different places, which was a pain in the butt, because I didn't figure this out till later, recent years from gaming, like 2010 or something like that, when trying to chase down legendaries, where each time you go through a tunnel or in somewhere, they jump. But it's like, I found out, if you go to a specific route, go in and out, then they'll be in that same area where you can catch them. Now, I would suggest having a Wobbuffet, or a Pokemon that knows Mean Look. But for myself, have a Wobbuffet with you that can actually do some damage and whatnot. But that's the difficult part, trying to make sure to not kill the legendaries and trying to catch them when dealing with Raikou and Entei, because Suicune you can just go back and catch, but the only part was knowing exactly where to catch the Pokemon and then figuring out the plan of an attack, because it was a pain in the ass thinking on what Pokemon you should have in your party just in case Entei or Raikou kick the shit out of Wobbuffet. Because having Wobbuffet, oh, you blacked out. Go to the Pokemon Center. And you drop 400 yen or some shit like that. And it was that difficulty that was fun, because it was fun trying to keep up with the legendaries and whatnot. Lugia, you had to go through several different caves to finally be in the same area as Lugia to catch it. Of course, there was the event Celebi where, oh, look, you needed Celebi, whom the Americans didn't get that, or I wouldn't say we didn't get it, it's just I never got it until Pokemon Gold and Silver, which you time traveled back, because if you never seen Pokemon Forever, then you wouldn't know. Now, throughout the game, you'll have to face Team Rocket and Johto and Kanto, so... But see, right after you beat the Indigo Plateau, or the Elite Four, with the champion, you get this pass that allows you to get on a ship on certain days into Kanto, where the first gym you face would be Lieutenant Sarge and his electric gym. Which, the first actual Pokemon I believe I chose was a Cyndaquil, which was pretty cool. And I remember me and my buddy that played the games. Even Ruby and Sapphire, you had to use the cable link to literally battle or trade Pokemon over. But I think he tried either migrating or trading over Pokemon from Pokemon Blue or something like that, or Silver or Gold, into Pokemon Ruby, which back then, oh look, the National Pokédex hasn't been created yet. But now it's the Wi-Fi link where, oh look, you can literally go over Wi-Fi, trade, or battle. Yeah, good job. But it was fun playing Pokemon Crystal because it was challenging. And it's still challenging to get a legit unhacked shiny. Because it takes a lot of time to literally get that chance of seeing a shiny. I remember playing my Pokemon Crystal, and I was playing and completely forgot I had a Hoot in the daycare where, oh look, it leveled up this much. And I did not have enough yen for it. And I'm like, oh fuck. Now I have to go get enough money to get my fucking Hoot back. So it took some time to get some more yen, or back then when I was younger, cash. Not had enough cash to get it out of the daycare. So it's like, ever since, have enough cash on my avatar character. If I ever use the daycare, don't screw up. Don't forget your Pokemon. Because if you do leave them in the daycare, if they're like level 15 or something and they're level 55, by the time you get them and you completely forgot, you're screwed. So, what we learned today was, I'm a nerd. And this was Game Review. Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal Review. And you can subscribe for more and suggest what exactly you want for game reviews to be about. If you're more into the games that are more old or new, just subscribe and or comment below. Enjoy.